Hello, Tammy Louise with TLC Designs. I hope everyone is well tonight. It's Thursday, 8 o'clock. We're going to try and spend a crafty hour, half an hour to an hour, together and do some creating with the TLC Designs products, but also maybe on the ways to show some tips and tricks on the way that I found works best for me. I certainly want everyone to be comfortable with however it is that they create cards. But, if you pick up a trick or, tip somewhere along the line, it's always very nice. So what do we have going on in the store? We currently, I don't believe she's pulled the winner of the hop yet. So I think we're still in August 15th hop on Instagram. So we'll run over there and hop along with the design team inspiration and leave a comment. And we will pick a winner very soon. I think we're supposed to do it today. But I'll get on that and look at it again when I'm off being live with you. What else do we have going on? Oh, we're currently running a 5-day buy one, get one 50% off digital sale. I sent out newsletters regarding that, I think this morning. Make sure you use that buy one, get one code. We had a few people that went in there and forgot to use the code. I can always reimburse you, but it's so much easier if it just does it automatically. So use the code, run in there. You can get like entire sets, even including the new release from the 25th. If you bought one, I think they're $4.25 for Hula Hello. He's so much in those digital stamp sets that is completely worth $4.25. And then you can get another set that has 2 or 3 different illustrations plus a few little embellishment illustrations for half off. So who doesn't want to stock up on some digital products before the holidays so you can, share and express your artistic inspiration with your loved ones and your family and friends. So we have that going on. We ran a 2-day sale with some stamps. I want to say thank you for everyone that got in on that. I hope to have 2 more flash sales before the end of this month, so that would be really nice. We only have a few days left. Oh, and also the Shape Easy challenge. The bundle is still $5 in the store for 5 more days. Cute little seal on surfboard, and it has like a few other little clams with faces on it and then a beach sign and all sorts of cute little digital images. That is going until the end of the month. And then we will have the September 1st one take over, and the August one will go back up to full price. So that is still going on, and we welcome anyone that wants to create something real quick and enter it in the Creative Sharing Facebook group so we can see what you're doing, and we can also enter you in to win. The grand prize is $10 gift card for the store. The bundle is only $5, so you're getting back all of that money. Plus, you can spend $5 more on a digital. I think that's just about it, Mr. Cunliffe. Who's joining us today so far?
Cheryl Walker and
hi, Cheryl. Cheryl
Grissom.
Walker's on the design team in case you need to put her on a special list. And who else is there?
Belinda Grissom.
Oh, hi, Belinda. Nice to have you with us. I'm going to get to crafting right away today because last week I started a project. We went through a whole bunch of different things, including what I did in the summit, the 3 projects that were included in the summit. And I think I've posted one of the 3 in the Facebook store so far. I'll get those other 2 out this week. But we finished those up, and then I started this really cute Neverland stamp set project, and I want to get to that today so that I can kind of play. I don't really very often get in the studio, the TLC Design Studio, and get to play with things like that. If I am in here, I'm working on the computer, ordering things and managing things. So it's really fun when I get to. My dog is kind of spazzing. We're so live. So yeah, Mr. Cunliffe, if you could go to the tabletop view. Perfect. Thank you. I'm going to take my glasses off so that I can actually focus and see what I'm doing. So I just before, I don't like how this one isn't opening all the way. Just before the end of the countdown, I had gotten some really cute pink paper out. Let me see what the name of it is. Doll Pink. It's from Simon Says. My dog is running. Okay, so yeah, say hi to Bella. I want to use this. I want to show you some of the other products that we're going to use to design this project tonight. I want to use this vine. I love this vine. It's so dainty, and it has 3 flowers on one side of it that you can prop up behind some sort of a border, maybe a land border, and you know, take advantage of the fact that there's 3 flowers going across your seam. So it's kind of a building seam die. And it also is going to use the Celebrate frame from the Celebrate frame die. This actual oval is what I'm going to cut the fairy out with after I finish coloring her up today. And then I'm going to use this land die from the Land and Seas die set. And the word hello from the Rosy Sentiment die set. So those are what we're going to use today. And I cut this. Oh, let me show you also what I had done last week to try and get further with. I used this stencil with Shanna on the phone when he kind of had a crafty hour. When we first got the stencils, I think that was July. I think May or July. We got the stencils and I wanted to play with them all. I wanted to see what it could do. And I had created this really pretty pink background. And then last week I added, those were called, what were those called, Mr. Cunliffe? Let me get one out and I can show you. Pops of color. It was a new product for me. So I wanted to kind of try it out and see if I liked it. They had 2 different kinds that I used. One was pearl and one was...
Blue.
Let me see if I can.
Blue.
No, gloss. It's called gloss or pearl. And it's not a color, it's the actual style of the gel. And so I used the same stencil and kind of did it in an ombre. I started with the light pink and then went to the blue, which kind of turned some of these purple, which is fine because I do have purple in the color of this anyway. That came out really, really pretty. And I think I've decided how I want to use it. So that is the Splash of Hearts and Lands stencil that created that. So, oh, and I don't know where I got this or how long I've had this, but I usually use Pear Blossom Press lights, but I don't have any more single of the Pear Blossom Press, so I'm going to use this memory lights. I don't know where I got it from. It says memorycrafts.ca. But it doesn't really matter whose brand you use, but I think because the image that I have, and I think it's going to light up, the image that I have to work with today, where'd she go? Here she is a fairy with a lamp. I thought, how cute would it be if I lit up the lamp, right? So let's try and work on that. Let me get this cutter trimmer or whatever I want to call it out of my way. All right. So let's finish coloring her. I will go over the Copic. James, if you could use the camera that zooms in for coloring, that's fantastic. Thank you. So for the skin tones, I used E11, E21, E00, R20 for the cheeks, E04 for the shadowing right underneath her hair and underneath the little dress line and everything. And then I think I had R30 too, but I don't know where. Here it is. R30. So the R20 goes in the deepest area, and then R30 brings it into the actual skin tone colors. So we've recovered what I had already done, and here's my 0. Now I want to, because we're going to try and match these tones, right? These pinks. I'm going to try, let's do her hair. E57, E55 and E53. I work from lightest in the hair areas. I work from the lightest to the darkest because the darkest are going to want those flicking motions to kind of give the hair real action. Right? Say yes, Tammy. He did no bobbing today, by the way. I was totally going to, I had my phone out. I was going to record him. When the song plays, he does this with his head. And I was going to totally catch him doing it, and he didn't do it. I don't know why. He wasn't in the dancing mood, apparently. You know, I thought about it, James. You made that stew last night. I probably should have waited until tonight because, you know, we do this until 9 most of the time. So let me make sure I'm not mixing hair with wing here. I don't want to color her wing hair color. And I think this should be hair color. That's wing, wing, wing. I think that's all the hair. Sometimes I mess up. I'm not as young as I used to be.
And you're not as young as me.
My eyes don't work the same as they used to. So I'm going to go back in again, just in a certain amount of areas with the same color and make sure that I really put that color down well. And like underneath here, where it's going to be a little darker anyway. So then I'm going to grab, that was E53. This is E55. And I'm going to pull the 55 toward the middle of the section. So here's where the one section begins and it ends over here, right? So I'm going to, each one of the hair sections, 1, 2, 3, pulling the darker color in toward the center, but don't color the center. And then I'm going to do the same thing. It's not quite as much space up here because there's only a little bit of space between the headband and the actual end of the head until you get to this hair. Then you can go a little bit farther and you can go from edge. I'm going to go right up here. You want it to kind of flick so that it looks natural. Hair is not solid. Right, and then I'm going to go from this end. Can you see me?
Yep.
From this end toward the center, leaving a little bit of the space in the middle here uncolored. So I'm going to do the same thing here, top and bottom. Turn her a little bit, it'd be easier for me. I want everybody to be able to see how the flicking is working. You don't go in quite as, all the way to the center. You leave some of that. Do you want it to be dark here? And I want it to be dark between, underneath her ear. Okay. My light source is coming in this way. So I'm going to have the lightest here, a little bit of light in here, some right here, and a little bit over here. Not very much over in this section because that's a lot of ear that's covering that space. I'm going to come with the E57, and I'm just going to put very thin, quick flicks. Right? You don't want them thick. You want them thin. almost not even really touching the paper. Barely touch it with the nib. Am I still in the picture? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Any questions?
I don't have any questions.
James?
No questions.
Okay. James will try and answer anything that you guys might have questions of, but if you need to talk to me, he will let me know.
Kathy Myers is joining.
Hi, Kathy Mars. How are you, ladies? What is going on? It's almost the end of August. Getting ready for gearing up to do fall. Unbelievable, right? So I'm barely flicking in here. I just want strands. I want it to look like strands of hair. Mess up a little bit. Always go back in with your 0 and fix it. Isn't that funny how she picked tonight to...
Yeah. It's usually not until
right, 9:30.
O'clock.
Right. Usually our dog will let us know that she's alive, still in the house, and expecting us to do something with her around 9:30. We always like, every time she does it, we're like, oh, it must be 9:30. But tonight,
as soon as I get ready to watch a movie,
it all started at 8 o'clock. We got into this movie thing, or this video thing, and bam, she starts. And she's got a little bit of a bang or something over here. I don't want it to be light. I want it to be dark. And don't forget this bang. Follow the lines that are drawn by the illustrator the best you can, but don't. It's not a perfect. It's not supposed to be perfect because this is hair. Now I'm going to just soften some of those strand looking flicks. I'm going to also do what I have to do. There we go. To move some of that color out of her headband, for example. I just re-inked my Copic markers. So they're nice and juicy, but they're really putting a lot of ink down. There. I'm so happy with that. Okay. That's all I'm going to do on her hair. Let me find the 0. Fix up this band a little bit. It kind of just chases the color away, moves it where you want it, not where you don't want it. I did pretty well around those. That's good. I got some out of the hairline over here. One of the things I love about this Copic is that it allows for air.
Misfit Crafter joint.
Misfit Crafter, nice to have you with us. It's Tammy Louise, and I'm coloring one of the images from the Netherland stamp set from TLC Designs. I started this last week, and I did the skin tones. And it was more or less at the end of the video last week because we had covered some of the finish up stuff from the Card Makers Success Summit. Wanted to add a little bit of bling to some of the projects, and I didn't have a chance to get back into the studio to do it. So now we are attempting to match these colors. This is the Splash of Hearts and Land stencil that I put a little bit of the, again, Pops, it's called Pops, paint on top of already distress inked hearts. And then we're going to match it with some of this pink paper from Simon Says Stamps. So I'm going to use, what did we pull? RV52, RV55, RV66. And we are going to do her dress. So I'm going to start with the lightest color. I'm going to put it on the headband, the entire headband. is going to have the light color. We'll go to 55. That was 52. Here's 55. We're going to pull in towards the center. Ours a little bit, if you get them out, they're a little bit harder to chase back away and put where they belong. They're very strong tones. My eyes don't work like they used to. That's all there is to it. I used to be able to not have to go in and correct. Thank goodness we use Copics, right? So I'm going to come from this edge, and this is RV66, my darkest magenta color, red violet color, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to do that. A little bit of flicking with the dark color. And this one, we're just going to lay the slightest little bit down. I'm going to do a little bit more right there. I'm really happy with that, actually.
Me too.
I'm so glad. Okay. I'm going to just soften that flash line by going to the medium. Now I'm going to do it again by going to the lightest color. Just really blends those together. Okay, now that I'm back to the lightest color, we're going to do the entire dress. And like I said, all my ink's been refilled, so I'm really juicy. These things are just coming, just pouring out. It's a little hard to actually monitor. I'm using Express It paper. And I usually use Cryogen, but I wanted it to be super white, and Cryogen has this bit of an ivory tone, off-white tone. Again, my light source is coming from up here, so everything that light source is going to hit needs to be super light. So I'm going to leave some of this breast area of her outfit white. And the wings, maybe I'll add just a little layer. There's 1, 2, 3 layers. So we'll put the middle layer pink. And let's see the other layers, the blue. I might just leave in that super light pink. This is the wing that's behind her. She's flying. Okay. I just noticed, I'm going to use my 0. I just noticed I have some skin tone in her eye, and I'm an obsessive compulsive perfectionist when it comes to that. It drives me nuts. So, RV55 is the next color tone. We're going to come from the petal. I'm going to call it a petal. It's actually her dress, but it looks like a flower petal. We're going to come from the top and push downward with the middle tone. Shows 3 different pink tones. And then from the bottom up, from the corner, we're going to do the same thing, leaving a super light tone in the center here. I'm going to put the middle tone toward that little belly band she's got, which I think I'm going to make blue to match the wings. Get a little bit of diversity in both of the wings and the outfit. Now I'm on the darkest tone, and I really just want to do it super short swipes, flicks, just to give that dress a little bit of movement. Yes, my dog has a collar on.
When is her grooming? I know what she's
This
looking
Saturday.
at dry skin. Okay. I like it. Hey, Mikey. I'm just going to barely add a little teeny bit of this tone to the bodice. Now the middle tone, I'm going to pull some of these streaks out and blend them. Right? I'm going to flip this upside down so I can actually flick easier. When I flick toward myself, it's easier for me. She is really being demanding today, dear.
Yeah.
I'm going to go back in with the very darkest color and just lay it right on top. Underneath this band. I want this flower in the center, this petal in the center to look like it's underneath this other one. So we're going to leave it like that. And Jim is out of the streaming area now with the dog. She was demanding that he immediately get up and pay attention to her. And if he doesn't listen, she just gets more persistent. Right, darling?
She's spoiled.
She is spoiled, yes. I'm going to use 0 and just lay a little bit in the center here before I use that lightest tone again, so that I am sure that when I lay that lightest tone, the project stays lighter in the center. It's kind of like you're starting from a non-built up color tone because you've cleaned it out in the center. And I have there we go. Ta-da! Red violet runs much better away from the 0 than an actual red. Red doesn't like to run at all. It doesn't do what you want it to do. And I think I'm going to lay that darkest color just a little bit more on the bodice, right there. A little bit more underneath here, and a little bit more underneath the belt. And I think that's done. Let's do the shoes. Some of this is so small. Just barely touch it to get rid of those sharp marker marks. And you can always go in, and I think I will, with a white gel pen. Where are my gel pens? And our train is coming. Never fails. Okay. So let's say we want to, I think I'm going to make a completely white
Bring it down into the left.
belt down into the
There you
left. Thank you. I'm going to put a little bit of gel here on this chest area so it really shines white, and I'm going to carefully put a little white gel on the band. Right? Oh, we want some on the shoes. Perfect. Well, my opinion. Nothing is ever perfect, really. So we're done now with the magenta. Got the 0. The 2 colors that I've chosen, which I might end up doing another color. I'm going to go in on this wing and make it 3 different tones. The pink. And put the darkest tone at the top of the bubble. Can they see me?
Yeah.
How do you know? You're way
I
over
can
there
see
in the
it right there.
kitchen or the living room.
I can see it right there.
What is she doing?
Causing trouble.
Obnoxious. She's really good. How dare you walk away from me, beastly man. So I've kind of tri-toned.
How do you keep a gel pen working? I had the worst luck with it
Well,
drying out.
number 1, I have learned a few tips and tricks on those. I had, what is that other kind? I had used Sigma. I think it's called Sigma. And I found that they completely dry out really fast for me. And I was also storing them cap up. But I found these. I'll have to put the link in the bottom of the YouTube video once I'm done here. It was on Amazon. And I store these, and they also have a super, super, super fine tip. And I love how tiny this tip is because it gets everywhere. It makes the smallest little droplets of white. But I store them upside down so the ink is always toward the lid. I did have to throw away a lot of my markers or gel pens because I was not storing them correctly and they would no longer work. So I'm going to use B34 and B91. I don't want a ton of color. He's chasing her. Oh, I forgot. I forgot the wing that's back here. Now, the dark colors at the top. Here too. Dark color at the top. Middle color toward the body. Super light color closest to the body. Okay. I want to kind of blend that a little bit better. There. I don't want to be able to see that super dark line. All right, B91 looks like this. I don't have my chart in front of me, so I need to up there. Okay, there's the dark one, B34. So the dark one is going to go around the edges of the wing, and it's got kind of a drawn section. Am I covering too much of this up with my hand?
No, you look good.
All right. I'm just going to fill that in because I want that outline of the wing there, but I don't want it to distract from the cute little fairy. So I'm not going to do her whole entire wing with this dark blue. Right? Okay. She has blue eyes. I'm going to put a little bit of the dark up here. A little bit of the dark up here. I'll grab this light blue and kind of fill that in. Isn't that pretty? I like her with blue eyes. Okay. Now, all I'm going to do, I think, is just barely lay down color. I want it to look transparent because they're fluttering fairy wings after all. Right? I'd have to fill this one in entirely. And that might have to be a pink dot. Just because it's in the midst of all the blue. I have to do some contrast with this too. There. I don't know why. Now I'm just going to flick a little bit more blue like that and leave it. Yeah. I'm going to grab a gel pen. And you can see the smallest, once I get it to work, the smallest little spots of white come out of this pen. Isn't that pretty? This is where you say yes.
Yes.
See, I have him trained well, don't I, ladies?
Woof.
Woof. Oh, I see a dot in this wing that needs to be pink. I'm going to fix that as soon as I'm through here. I want to give her a white dot in the middle of her eye. You know how they used to do the cheeks too? Everybody used to do this little freckle thing. I think it's so
As
sweet.
if everybody has freckles.
No, but it's so sweet. Oh, I forgot to do down this part of the wing. There. I'll get this lid back on. Let me see if I can pull it closer so everybody can. I'm not good at figuring out. Did it turn out blurry?
No.
Okay.
That's good.
Like, hey Mikey, so cute, right? Let's do what color? I know I want this little dot on this wing to be red. Okay. What color do we do the lantern? You know what?
Oh, you know what you should add on her?
No, tell me what I should add.
It's Cindy Crawford mold.
I'm going to do this lantern in a silver gel. Right? So it looks metallic. How fun is that? Maybe I'll leave like a spot of this section of it to be blue so that it kind of coordinates with the fairy. What do you think of that, James? I'm going to add gold instead of blue. So it's still metallic. But the yellow will help it make look like the light is shining. The yellow tone of the gold, you know?
Yeah. Are you going to add that light?
I am. I'm going to try.
I had an idea.
You do? Did it hurt?
A little bit.
We have this saying in the house when somebody says, "Oh, I have an idea." You say, "Oh, did it hurt?" It's not very nice, really. Here's the light that needs to go in there. So I need to punch a hole first.
Say cut out the whole square window there.
What?
Just cut out the whole square window.
No, because you look at the light, Jen. Look at this light. It's big and clunky and plastic. It's not like the Pear Blossom Press ones that just have the bulb.
This one has an entire,
circuit board on it.
what you call it?
Yeah, circuit board. So really it's going to lay, it's going to have to lay this way and behind the girl. And then the button needs to be somewhere right here. This is all behind the scenes.
Amy says sounds like your family.
We probably have that in common. Okay, so I'm going to put the light right here. Am I in the screen? Okay.
That should work.
Yeah. All right, so then I decided in the Celebrate frame die set, so I can find it, there's this Celebrate oval, and I'm going to cut my fairy out with that. Let me chase. Where's the zero marker? There it is. I'm going to chase this hair back in. And I might actually do a little bit of shading. I was testing markers out down here, and I might need that to move out of the way a little tiny bit. Just make sure it's as light as I can get it. Otherwise, I'm pretty good on space. Get her a treat or something, James. Okay. Sorry, folks. You know, I am live, so it's.
She is too.
She is too. You're absolutely right. I'm going to grab some of this tape. At least I don't have little kids or anything like that running around amok. Amok. So what I'm going to need to do, once I cut this out, normally I may have just restarted this on a different piece of paper, but I am going to show you how I fix that there's colors down here at the bottom that might show up. We're going to fix it. Let me cut this real quick. I'll be right back.
Stay tuned.
Huh?
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah. You're funny. Got nothing going on the screen. I need you over here cutting instead of me, so I can do other stuff on the screen. You're gonna come cut for me?
Cut.
I'm gonna play with the dog. Cut. You can run this clipper. Alright. Considering we are live. Well, I like it. It's got part of the bottom cut off here, but I think what I'm going to do is maybe some distressing. What do you think?
Yeah, distress it.
Distress it?
Yeah.
All right, let's put some distressing. Come on over here. With your grab. Please and thank you. We are going to do, looking through my lists. I want a pink. No, not that pink. Let's do picked raspberry.
Raspberry.
Yeah. Picked raspberry. Let me grab my cushion for picked raspberry.
What kind of distress do you care? It's not the outside.
He's like, I don't know what I'm doing over here. Ladies, do your gentlemen come in your room? Is it fun when they come in your room? Can you like tease them and stuff? Because they don't know what anything is. There it is, picked raspberry. Okay. What now, honey? I'm having a good time at least. It could be down here. I don't see it, however. But it is one of these. I can't, without my glasses on, I can't see. So hang on a sec. Scattered seedless, pumice, peeled paint. My eyes are useless. We need to get to the eye doctor.
There it is.
There it is. He found it. Thank you.
Is that it? Any more?
Nope, I don't need any more. Picked raspberry. I do need one of these little tools, however.
What color is unpicked raspberry?
I don't know. I didn't name it. Tim Holtz or Ranger named it. So I'm just going to dab a little bit of this. I don't know why this is still out. And I'm gonna take some of the ink off. Just want to make it look like she's not flying in the middle of nowhere. Like she's got a base of sorts. Right? And I want to cover up that boo-boo of
So,
Copic ink.
Cheryl says, I love when my husband comes in here. He used to come in and make me cards for my birthday years ago.
Really?
It's been a while, but he will come and visit now.
Your husband made you cards?
Don't expect that from me.
Cheryl, oh. He's not, you're not friends with her anymore, are you?
No, I mean you. Don't expect that from me.
Right, I'm just saying Cheryl's not your friend now. Telling my wife stuff like that, or are you out of your mind? You must be out of your head. No, that's fun. Cheryl, did you keep any of the cards? You should totally send me a picture.
Does that die have a word attached?
It cuts. The word cuts into the die. Yeah. So the die, where is it? It must be in the little thing. Oh, here. See, it has the word celebrate right on it, which is fun because then you don't have to add anything either, right? I think I might want a little bit of pink.
Don't wash us high.
Hi, Don Walsh. How are all of you ladies? It's great to have you with us. Thursday night, I'm in the craft room. I feel like I'm in
Cheryl's
heaven.
gonna take photos and send it to you.
Oh, awesome. I can't wait. Jim, I'm totally going to show you these pictures of that this man made his wife cards. Because he knows better than, I'd like rather he not go to the store and buy me.
I would totally go to the store and buy you a card.
He would not. He knows better than to do that. But he doesn't make them either. So I kind of don't get a card. And it's my own fault. Okay, so then I thought to myself, though, I do this all the time. I talk to myself. I don't really want this, and I don't really want these.
There they are.
What? Well, there's the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use. What did I decide to use? Land and Seas dye to kind of cut a hill this way and cut another hill this way. And what I'm going to do, the plan for this card then is to have a top and a bottom that's decorated with this. And in between, this is going to be connected, right? And then the light's going to be behind her where you can push it push the button. And then that's what the whole card, I think that will finish the card. Other than I'm going to put some of this, what's the name of this die? Stuff does not come to me when I'm older. And I have COVID brain too. This tiny vine oval, it has this cute little vine in it. Okay. So let's get to cutting with Mr. Cunliffe. You want to run over here? Come on, run over here.
I'll walk.
He's not walking. He's not running, ladies. Put this away so I don't lose it. Get my land and seas
What am I doing over here?
die out. I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this is the part that I don't want on this one. So I'm going to take this on here. If I can find the edge. I have ink all over my fingernails. Kind of nice and straight, but I want to get rid of the the ugly portion. So run this, please, and thank you. And then I think she's so cute. Sit cow.
Yep.
We do have fun here, don't we? All right, perfect. I'm going to take this off of here, throw that piece away, and I'm going to flip. I just want to get rid of this dot that is an error. Run this, please, and thank you. Where's the... Where's the zero? What happened to my zero? Oh, here it is. This red or this brown from her hair keeps coming out of where I want it to be. Worst comes to worst, I can put some gray. Yes, I see you. He's like itching in one little centimeter at a time. All right. So perfect, right? I have this. Now I want to cut it in half and leave the straight section. I don't even need that. I want to cut it. So let's see. Let's measure how much we have. We have 4 and almost a quarter. So 2 and an eighth, right?
Mm-hmm.
About there-ish is half. I bought a new one of these today, and it's all hard to move and doesn't open and close well, but the blade works like wonderful. Mine was just dead. Mine had been overused.
I'm done cutting.
No. Yeah, for right now, I guess. So I have, in essence, you can zoom out as soon as you back over to the streaming area, please. I have, in essence, a top section with hearts and a bottom section with hearts. And what I'm going to do is assemble it like this. And we're going to have a push button down here and the word hello. I want to, where's my card base? Did I do for Klondike bar? Here it is. I found it. Card base. I think I want to make this just a little bit smaller. I do. Because I kind of want, I don't mind that it's already smaller on the edges here. But I don't want like that much of a huge gap. Or do I? I kind of want more of this purple at the top too. I'm going to switch these. Don't you just love impromptu crafting? It's so much more fun than having it all planned out.
Yeah, you could have taken them just where they were and just flipped the whole card over.
No, because then the seam would have been over here and not over there.
Oh.
Pinksy nose. So what I'm going to have to do to make this pop up away from this is find. Come here, James. Cut one of these for me.
Don't forget you gotta hide that button, right?
Mm-hmm. I know. I'm going to cut another one of these and kind of silhouette behind so that she pops out better. Yeah. Make sure it doesn't move, please. There you go. So I kind of want it to be about this far away. Hang on a sec. Where's my pencils? Pencils. Where are you? I don't seem to have one. That can't be good. Where's all my pencils at? You don't know.
I have my own pencils.
Huh?
I have my own pencils.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to leave it here. And here. I need pencils instead of these. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit just so that I don't have such a huge gaping hole in the center of the project. It's no longer an A2, US A2 size card, but it doesn't matter.
It's a custom card.
It's custom card, he says. Good job, James. Cut away the markers. Can you please, while I'm doing this, and you are standing by the cutting machine anyway, where'd the word hello die go? Do you see it anywhere? Here it is. I found it. Cut me one of these out of the pink. I think hello is a really good card that lights up. So I just wanted something a little bit more substantial behind her. Get this away. Like that. So it kind of like stands out a little bit more. So I'm going to tape on it to this. So now I'm going to have to remember to go on the back of this, right? This pink one. Do you believe that? Every time I craft, I run out of tape.
Stop using the tape and you won't run out.
Time to buy more tape for the one I really like, the one with the holes. This one doesn't work nearly as well. Now I have to remember to go from the back and cut a hole. I mean the front. You know what I mean. There. Here, take this, please. Take these too. Take you there. We should do a craft with hubby evening. here's my card base. Where's the other? Here it is. Oh, it goes this way, Tam. There you go. So we're going to take this down. This is awful tape. I don't want to get it off. It's called Tombow something. I don't like it. I have it, but I don't like it. I obviously had it in the drawer for years and years, ever and ever and ever. Give it exactly the same amount of space. Love it. Okay. I will pop this up because we're going to put that light behind there. Right, James?
Yep.
Where'd the light go?
Right down there.
Here it is. On the light. Let me. What kind of tape should I use? Bella, no. Go lay down. Go on. Go lay down. Daddy, why didn't you tell me to lay down? Daddy. She has James wrapped every which way around all the fingers. So I wanted to test this. It works! Look! Can you guys see? I love this stuff. I love my job. I love what I do. Being creative is my favorite thing ever. Okay. I don't want it. Some people don't like it. I have family members that can't stand a craft. You know, it's like, why? It's so fun. Yep, it's still on the spot. It belongs. I'm going to move it down just a little teeny bit. There we go. This is your opportunity to make sure you get it exactly the way you want it. There. And then you don't want to see any of this. See, this is a really big thing on black one clear. And then the Pear Blossom Press gadget. We're just kind of adhering it, taping it to its section of the Celebrate thing. Okay. Make sure it doesn't move or go anywhere. I suppose I should get some Scotch tape for this crafty space, right? So I can really make sure stuff gets taped and stays where it's supposed to. Okay. So then I have a little bitty section of it sticking out, and I don't want that. I don't know how the white tab of the E from Celebrate ended up behind the pink one. I wonder how I can fix that. Let's see.
Start over.
Use a pick. Start over to get the white C in front of it. You're silly. Here's the L. There we go. Perfect. So now I'm going to build this up on double-sided pop dots. And maybe we'll put the word hello down here. Where's the button? Why isn't the light working now? Maybe it is. It moved out of the section that I wanted it in. I must have moved the tape.
Working, you just didn't see it.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I moved it. It got out of place. This is a lot of tape for this little job. Let's see if it works now. James.
Yes.
What in the world has happened?
Mm-hmm. So Kathy's asking if she's never used lights. Can you glue the wire down?
I don't know if you could glue it down or
Yeah,
not.
I think you could. I wouldn't use a hot glue gun on wires that thin though.
James, the
Yeah.
circuit stopped working. Come over here and be electrical for me. Please. I'm going to take it all off. Something's happened. Show them in the camera.
Show them what?
You know what you're doing.
I can't because I don't go see what I'm doing.
Oh.
So this whole thing acts as a switch. You have the metal here,
Right.
then the metal here. Then there it goes. It's a
Got a loose connection?
Yeah, it's a connection thing.
Let me see. I'd like to show them.
So somewhere in here you can see.
All right. So this wasn't soldered very well.
Probably.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
It does work, but this one particular one that I've chosen is not soldered extremely well. Well, you know what? Let's go with what we know works, right? I did not want to do this necessarily, and I don't have a battery. Oh, I do have a battery from theirs. Should work, right?
Yeah. It's bigger, but it might work. Is it? Yeah.
Yes. Way too many lights on it. What in the world? It's all tangled.
It's okay. You probably just want to curl up anyway.
Maybe. I don't really need all three. I just need one little light. So let's snip them off, right?
No, just put them all together. Can't you put them all together?
Oh.
They're tiny lights, so.
Yeah, you say, oh, just put them all
Yeah, just put 'em
together.
all together. Yeah.
Makes everything sound so easy.
Sure.
It doesn't work like that in real life.
No.
No. How do you? No. You wouldn't even be able to see all three.
Okay.
What's the point in having all three?
Make 2 more holes.
Huh? I could make 2 more holes. Yeah, let's do that. We'll really light this lantern up.
See, I'm good for something.
You are good for something. Now, if you get that other light, who needs that light? Not me. This is what you get when you're creating. You have to work with what, you know. If you get one that is too old or it isn't working right, try something else. There we go. You're never going to find something that works perfectly correct the very first time anyways, especially if it's electronic. Doesn't stop me from making my card. My gosh. And I think the Parablossom Press wires are much easier to work with too. I really like them a lot better. This one, let me put all 3 and then I'll cover it. James,
Yeah.
can I use your finger over here, please? So push down on this one and hold it in spot. Don't cover this hole. So there's the first hole. There you go. Here's the second hole. This is a 2-person operation here. And here, take the thumb out of the way. This is the third one. Can you put your finger over both of these? Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh no, they moved. This is going to be a fun video to watch replay on. Look, Mr. and Mrs. Cunliffe can't put lights in the holes they belong in. There we go. Now hold it still. Just keep your hand there. There you go. All right, now move your hand. For the most part, they're in the right spots. We're going to check that in 2 seconds. It's a couple's teamwork here. Let's see if it works. Oh, it does! Look! Ah! I'm so happy. Just the smallest little things can sometimes be so
Simple-minded.
He just called me simple-minded. That's not nice. I'm not simple-minded. Anyway, I'm very complex brained. I'm going to keep everything within the zone that you want it to just stay in. I'm going to twist this up a little bit like this. Where is she today? So the button to push is going to be up here at the top by the word celebrate. I'm going to tape down the mechanism with the electrical power. We don't ever want to use that one again. Wasn't soldered well. See, you learned again. What not to buy. That's just my opinion, and it could be very old. I haven't used this kind of stuff in forever. I couldn't tell you when I bought that. Although I don't think age can make it unweld, right, James? The age of something. Hello?
What?
He's over there playing with the dog instead of streaming with me, guys.
It's her fault. She won't leave me alone. See, here she comes again.
No, Jim.
Yes.
So frustrating.
You saw the light sets, right?
I think I'm sold out right now, but I have some that are coming out with 4 lights. This is stopped working.
Well,
I wonder if
I'll
it's
check the
because I
battery.
pulled it too tight. No. All right, so we're not going to light up the lantern today. We're going to pretend it lit up and get it working later and take a picture of it and show everyone. But for right now, that is the finished
we
project.
did see it light up once already, though. So
Well, it doesn't really count if it won't do it when you want it to. Disappointing. Maybe it wasn't soldered very well. Look, now it's not working at all. There's no tape on it whatsoever.
too rough with it.
Oh, maybe the battery moved out of place. The battery moved out of place.
I did say check the battery.
I did check the battery. I took it out and put it back in. Now it's working. So we're not going to do all of that all over again. But I will
Finish it
definitely,
later.
yeah, I'll finish it later and I will show everyone. And the word hello goes here once it's built up. And I really like this project. It's got a lot of texture in the background. Maybe a little gem here and a little gem there. All right. Put my face back on
Put your face
the
back
camera.
Oh.
Yeah, the camera. That was a little frustrating. But I'm in my craft room, so it's okay. We learn as we do. And sometimes things work and sometimes they don't. Going live actually shows you that, you know, when this happens to you, it happens to everybody. It doesn't just happen to you. I will have all of this reconfigured and I'll take some really cute pictures and I'll post them in the Facebook page so that you guys can stay inspired by it. I do have a lot coming out. The September release is going to be a project spotlight release. You guys are going to love it. It's another one of the suites that we had, like the Chili Fun. It's got paper pads, it's got stencils, it's got stamps, it's got digis, it's got coupons, it's got ephemera, it's all sorts of dies. Everything is in this kit again. And a lot of the design team has just fallen in love with it and made some fantastic projects with it. So that's coming out in September. And then we're going to have another new release, and it's going to be the Christmas release. So, excuse me, plan on seeing a lot of brand new things coming October release for Christmas. So we will look forward to having all of you join us.
next Thursday at 8 p.m. And we hope that you stay safe and we see you soon. Learn to be creative with us. To live creatively is something that we're all blessed with. If we have the desire to do something that we really enjoy, that's what it's all about. And we're glad that you could join us today on Facebook, YouTube, wherever it is that you've joined us. And we'll see you next week.